Rumors about giants have circulated in Canada for years, but everything changed when a hiker with a small TikTok account posted a shaky clip from a cold mountain ridge.
What is it?
Person, dude. No, seriously, pull over, pull over. There's a person standing there.
No, it's not.
Dude, if you seen what I seen right now,
The figure in the distance looked too large to make sense.
I spoke to some locals and it comes and goes apparently. I don't know. See, that's me trying to keep it super steady with something. There we go. Do you know how hard it is to keep it steady with zoomed in all the way?
The video spread fast. People argued, analyzed, and obsessed.
And pretty sure there's a Sasquatch down there. I can't really see it very well. There's this little black dot walking in the middle of the snow, in the middle of nowhere. That is pretty big. I can't zoom in anymore. This guy's just scampering up snow lines like it's no big deal.
Then things turned strange.
I just got stopped by like some CIA agent. He told me to turn around, said I'm trespassing. I said it's a public area, like a public park or whatever. Some local told me to take this path. I didn't get it on camera, but I'm gonna go again tomorrow and be prepared to be filming right now because he stopped the vehicle. His truck was blocking it. Said some like environmental issue was going on. I don't know. He told me to go back and said I was trespassing. I don't get it. It was awkward, but I'm going back again tomorrow to see if he's not there. But if he is there, I will keep a camera. I will film because the only angle I could get that I found today is the one I just posted earlier, and there wasn't even anything there. But I don't understand why the road's blocked off. I don't know.
Silent cars followed him. A guarded road appeared overnight. His updates grew tense.
The guy's here again. Yeah, this is him. What's going on?
Road's closed. Turn around.
Really?
Yeah, man. Just turn around, please.
Okay. Have a good night, man. So that was up. There he is. I'm driving past him again. Just turned around. I don't understand why it's closed off though. It's a public park or public road or whatever.
Soon after, the man behind the camera was gone, turning a curious sighting into a story that unsettled the world.
You might not see me post ever again. My videos weren't fake.
Andrew Dawson spots giants. In April 2022, Canadian TikToker Andrew Dawson, a 34-year-old from British Columbia who had previously posted everyday life clips, startled the internet by uploading a video showing what seemed to be a massive humanoid figure perched on the ridge of a snowy mountain. The clip, shot from a moving vehicle, prompted him to shout for his friend to pull over, exclaiming, "It's a person! Pull over!" And he insisted that the shape was far too large to be a normal human. The footage was taken on Canoe Mountain, and it quickly went viral, racking up millions of views and prompting wild speculation about giants, Bigfoot, and other paranormal beings living in Canada's remote mountain wilderness. After the initial upload, Dawson posted a string of follow-up videos in the days that followed. He attempted to return to the mountain for a closer look, this time with a steadier camera setup, but found out that the giant was gone. So, he went on to interview residents, and they told him that that area was usually visited by unexplained beings, giving the story additional weight. The intrigue deepened when Dawson shared footage of what he believed to be further strange activity.
What the is that? So they're extracting something out of here. There's 2 helicopters. What the fuck?
He saw helicopters flying over the mountain, mysterious lights in the sky, which he speculated might be UFOs, and even a video showing a man he claimed identified himself as a CIA agent, telling Dawson the road onto the mountain was off-limits due to an environmental issue. As the saga unfolded, skeptics rose to challenge the claims. Some said that the giant in the original video looked more like a tower atop the mountain. Indeed, researchers have noted that Canoe Mountain is crowned by a TV/radio tower. According to one analysis, the tower could account for the mysterious shape, and because Dawson later changed the filming angle and location, the structure may have simply been obscured, explaining why it disappeared. In May 2022, after weeks of speculation, something shocking and concerning happened that shocked the whole world: retraction and death. After Dawson uploaded the video of the giant, his life spiraled into a drama of contradictory posts, alleged threats, and a shocking obituary. After weeks of posting about the giant, Dawson released an official update that brought up a lot of questions. In the update, he said that his earlier videos were scripted and strictly for entertainment. This contrast between this retraction and his earlier claims struck many as suspicious. He was talking but looking sideways, and his eyes darted off camera several times, prompting suspicion that he might have been coerced to recant his statement.
Hey guys, I just want to give you an update. I'm not dead. I have not disappeared. I have just been busy with life. I couldn't get around to posting and updating you guys, so now I'm going to give you an official update of what's been going on. Sorry to disappoint you guys, but all the videos that I posted were scripted. They're just fake. They were just strictly for entertainment. Sorry to disappoint you guys. I just needed to give you a quick update.
But only 10 days later, he posted another video that shocked the whole world. In a dimly lit video, he affirmed that the giant footage was indeed real and warned viewers they might never see him post again. His caption read, "Too much has happened, and I can't be forced to be silent." On May 17, 2022, he posted what the world later realized was his final video. It was a shaky clip of a dark structure atop a mountain where the giant was once seen, captioned with "military." Then he disappeared from TikTok. The mystery deepened when, on July 1, 2022, an obituary for Andrew, listed as Andrew Ryan Watchorn Dawson, appeared in a local newspaper, stating he had died at age 34. It included surviving family members, but offered no cause of death. The circumstances surrounding his passing triggered a wave of speculation and conspiracy theories. Some said that he might have been silenced for unearthing something secret, but others argued the whole episode was an elaborate hoax or even a stunt. Still, the story of Andrew Dawson remains unresolved, part hoax and part tragedy, with a lot of mystery. But there have been many sightings of giants around the world aside from Canada, like the giants of Kandahar. The giants of Kandahar.
You were in Afghanistan in 2002, and you were called into a very remote section of Afghanistan because a patrol had basically gone missing.
The story of the giant of Kandahar remains one of the most sensational and controversial legends to emerge from modern military folklore. According to the tale, in 2002, a U.S. Special Forces unit on a mission in a remote mountainous region of Afghanistan was tasked with searching for a missing patrol.
What's really creepy is back in 2002, there was this fairly well documented case of another special operations unit, the Army Green Berets, coming in contact with a creature in a cave, and they actually got into a battle with it.
During their search, they discovered a cave littered with broken bones and abandoned military equipment. As they investigated the site, a massive humanoid creature emerged, described as between 12 and 15 feet tall, with fiery red hair, 6 fingers on each hand, and 6 toes on each foot. Double rows of teeth, clad in animal skins and wielding a spear. The creature killed one of the soldiers, but the unit eventually killed it after a brief but intense firefight. The body was airlifted out under strict orders, and the soldiers were made to sign non-disclosure agreements. Over time, the Giant of Kandahar story spread beyond. It gained widespread attention when featured in a 2016 interview by paranormal author L.A. Marzulli, who claimed to have spoken with an anonymous military contractor. Marzulli and others linked the creature to the Nephilim, biblical giants said to inhabit Earth in ancient times. The myth resurfaced repeatedly online, and many are still looking into the situation. This is one of the shocking moments when they found giants in the U.S., but what happened next shocked the world. There have been many more discoveries in Canada and North America that reveal evidence towards giants in the region. Giant discoveries in North America.
There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. The same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown.
The legend of ancient giants in North America has long captured public imagination, perhaps most famously through stories tied to Lovelock Cave in Nevada, where early 20th century reports claimed that miners and archaeologists uncovered skeletons and artifacts belonging to a race of towering, red-haired humans. According to local lore among the northern Paiute, these giants were known as Site-Ka, fearsome outsiders who eventually were driven into Lovelock Cave and wiped out in a tribal uprising. According to early accounts, miners digging for guano in 1911 unearthed human remains under several feet of bat droppings, which set off 2 formal excavations in 1912 and 1924. These digs produced thousands of Native American artifacts, including tools, baskets, and woven implements, but also reportedly skeletal remains described as unusually large. Some of the earliest publicized reports claimed individuals measuring between 8 and 10 feet tall, along with a 15-inch sandal and a huge handprint carved into a cave wall, and it was way too large for ordinary humans. Stories from the 1930s added fuel to the mystery. A 1931 newspaper article reportedly described 2 more mummified skeletons found in a nearby dry lake bed, allegedly 8.5 and 10 feet tall. These remains possessed red hair, consistent with Paiute oral tradition about the Site-Ka. The combination of artifacts, oral tradition, and unusual skeletal claims cemented the idea that there was a race of giants inhabiting the Americas, and they have now vanished. Stories of giant humans buried in ancient North American burial mounds have circulated for centuries, woven into a broader legend of a lost pre-Columbian race of titans. These accounts reference the earthworks attributed by early European settlers to a mysterious giant race rather than to the ancestors of present-day indigenous people. In many of these narratives, skeletons of monstrous size, some allegedly 7 and 10 feet tall or even taller, were found in burial mounds, sometimes alongside oversized tools, sandals, or grave goods. But one of the shocking aspects of these findings is how the evidence sometimes disappeared. Many of the old mound site skeletons actually disappeared after being sent to museums or institutions, and there are no records to verify the situation. But sometimes, the giant sightings end up being a hoax, which is why it's difficult to separate the truth from the false. One time, there was a giant skeleton discovery in Ohio, but it was later debunked as a hoax. A worker admitted that the ancient hieroglyphics and skeleton measurements had been fabricated, so the mound giant turned out to be a fraud. Even in situations where the bones were recovered, re-examinations show the individuals fell within normal height ranges. The claims aren't limited to mounds. Some point to the cave site discoveries, like connections drawn between alleged giants and the legendary Site Ka, said in tribal lore to have inhabited Nevada. Then there are well-documented cases of genuine gigantism. While it's rare and medically rooted, these real examples show that exceptionally tall humans have existed. The tallest person with irrefutable evidence, Robert Wadlow, stands as tall as 8 feet 11 inches, showing that gigantism is a real, though rare, phenomenon. But aside from the case of Andrew Dawson, they found giants in Canada another time. William Rowe, 1955. In October 1955, a highway worker and lifelong outdoorsman named William Rowe set out on a hike up Mika Mountain, near Tete Jaune Cache in British Columbia. He was following a familiar path toward an abandoned mine some 5 miles up the slope, just for something to do. Along with his rifle, Rowe emerged from a patch of low brush into a clearing late in the afternoon. What he first saw looked like a grizzly bear perched in the shadows some 75 yards away. But then the creature stood upright, stepped into the open, and in that moment, he realized it was not a bear. Instead, he was looking at a bipedal, hair-covered being, unlike anything he had seen before. Rowe's description, later sworn in a formal affidavit, is stark. He saw a large female-appearing creature, about 6 feet tall, nearly 4 feet wide, covered in dark brown, silver-tipped hair. Its long arms nearly reached its knees, its broad feet appeared human-like but larger, and as it moved, it placed its heel first. Rowe remembered a broad, flat face, a thick neck, and a torso that was straight from shoulder to hip. When he first glimpsed the creature, it was crouched, eating leaves. After noticing him, it turned, regarded him, and walked away into the forest. Rowe lowered his rifle, unwilling to shoot what he believed to be more human than animal. In 1957, he officially documented the encounter in a signed affidavit, stating under oath that what he saw was no hoax or misidentification. He stated that the hair-covered, upright, man-like animal was real. Over time, the William Rowe encounter came to be considered by some as the earliest detailed modern-era sighting of a creature sometimes referred to as Sasquatch or Bigfoot in North America. Despite how clear Rowe's affidavit was, the case hasn't produced physical evidence such as hair, bone, footprints, or other biological samples. No body, specimen, or corpse, but only an eyewitness testimony, a drawing made under Rowe's direction by his daughter, and the record of his sworn statement. Skeptics argue that without tangible remains, the claim, like other cryptid reports, cannot satisfy scientific standards for proof. Critics also note that descriptions of creatures like Sasquatch vary widely. Many of these sightings are inconsistent and rely heavily on memory, which is unreliable, even if it was stated under oath. Still, the Rowe encounter remains influential among those who believe in the possibility of an undiscovered hominid inhabiting remote forests of North America. For believers, Rowe's background as an experienced hunter and woodsman familiar with animal behavior, adds credibility. His calm decision not to fire, despite holding a rifle, is interpreted as evidence he perceived the being as human enough not to kill. For skeptics, the lack of corroborating physical evidence and the many decades since, without a verifiable trace of the creature, weigh heavily against the claim. In Canada, there was another Bigfoot sighting around 1992, which increased researchers' interest in the existence of giants. 1992 Bigfoot sighting. In 1992, the mythos surrounding Bigfoot gained renewed attention from a number of reports that added to the patchwork of alleged encounters across North America. One instance logged by investigators at the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization involved a nighttime sighting on the Trans-Canada Highway, about 100 miles west of Cochrane, Ontario. The witness was a police officer, lending the account a veneer of seriousness not always found in cryptid lore. Simultaneously, in Western Canada, a winter 1992 claim surfaced from a seismic survey crew operating between Valley View and Fox Creek, Alberta. According to the testimony submitted to the Alberta Sasquatch Organization, the witness, working at the back of a convoy in heavy snowfall, briefly spotted a large bipedal creature moving near their staging area. The report stands out because it was surrounded by harsh, remote conditions, but also for being submitted long before the sighting. It's similar to many other cryptid sightings in the Canadian region. Despite all the claims in Canada in 1992, including those that were recorded across BFRO's database, none have produced tangible physical evidence. There's no body, bone fragments, conclusive DNA, or verified footprints. The 1992 Cochrane Area Police Report remains simply a written account, and the Alberta winter sighting never resulted in follow-up that yielded verifiable proof. There's no other data that can be used to point to the real evidence of giants or Bigfoot in that region. But Canada has had many other sightings of giants and Bigfoot in the region. This pattern is not unique to Canada. Across the decades, many of the most celebrated Bigfoot encounters, including supposedly credible ones, suffer the same fate. Vivid descriptions and memorable settings, but no verifiable evidence. As a result, even the most compelling 1992-era reports are viewed by mainstream science with skepticism. Without physical remains or reproducible evidence, these sightings remain in the realm of folklore and personal testimony. In 2001, there was finally some proof about the existence of Bigfoot in Canada, when many people spotted footprints and large tracks. Multiple reported sightings 2007 to 2020. Between 2007 and 2020, a series of reported encounters, ranging from daylight sightings to eerie howls at night, added more mystery to the investigation of giants and Bigfoot in Ontario and the surrounding regions of Canada. According to the records maintained by the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, BFRO, these sightings often followed similar patterns. They reported seeing a fleeting vision of a large, upright creature, strange sounds echoing through forested areas, or footprints and other ambiguous signs. But none of these have yielded definitive proof. The summer of 2007 kicked off what some enthusiasts call a resurgent period of Bigfoot reports. One entry from that year describes a possible daytime sighting by boaters and a morning walker near Perth Westport, Ontario, who claimed to have glimpsed a large, dark figure moving into the woods. Another report listed for 2007 described a sighting by an emergency services worker driving on Highway 11 near Fort Frances. Both accounts were classified as Class A, meaning they were considered among the more credible types of Bigfoot reports in the BFRO database. In 2008, two women picking blueberries near Grassy Narrows reported an encounter with a tall, upright creature roughly 8 feet tall, according to their public account to news media. They said the figure moved in a way unlike any known animal in the region, upright and human-legged before darting into the forest. The pair later claimed to find a massive footprint with 6 toes near a beaver pond near the site. This report, while sensational, did not lead to further verified evidence. Do you think this was the truth or just a hoax? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. So, thanks for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one.